But
I'm gonna
in all honesty, this time around, we're coming at you a little differently. But it's booze. There's some booze here.
That would be
Cracker
really
Jack.
good. Clearly, this channel gets way more entertaining when we start drinking. Welcome back to another fine episode of Bonded by Spirits.
That's the one.
Jason and I are here today, continuing on with some of the Bottled in Bond series. And we have 3 Bottled in Bond bourbons and 1 whiskey that we haven't tried before. Wanted to share our first impressions of them with you as we open them. All 3 bottles are hermetically sealed.
Yeah, see. And
I don't know
I
who
do have my
hermetically
knife
was.
handy.
But
Yeah,
he sealed it.
Yes, hermetically did the job.
He did the job. Yes, so Jason has got tools just in case.
Yes, my knife is within arm's reach. Ultimately 3 Bottled in Bond. 1, like you said, whiskey, but all 3 we haven't. I haven't had. You haven't had.
No, that was a Heaven Hill product, as you pointed out, and 2 Buffalo Trace products.
I know, and we think that this is a very expensive bottle on the secondary market.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
But
it's hard because it's hard to find.
Right, but I mean, in a retail perspective, it's not really that bad.
No,
I mean, it's
under 100 for sure.
Right. So it's interesting to see how does a Bottled in Bond lower end Buffalo Trace stack
compared to that. Because it's both the same proof.
Yep. And both went through the same, distillation process and aged in barrels and 4 years in a bonded warehouse. So
and they have different mash bills. The interesting thing about the Mellow Corn is that its mash bill is literally 100% corn.
Right. And the reason it's not a bourbon,
go ahead and tell them,
is because it's aged in a once used bourbon barrel. So technically still in a used bourbon barrel, but can't be considered a bourbon at that point because it's not in a fresh barrel. Right. But is aged for 4 years under the Bottled in Bond process. So I've heard good things. Bruzel even said good things. Yeah. So that's a that's a plus.
I'm gonna put this forward here. We're gonna start.
We're
just gonna go ahead and pour all 3. I'm gonna grab his glass here and do the corn. He's gonna start with the.
Oh yes, I'll grab that. I'll get this.
See me? I picked the difficult one.
This is so tall you can barely see me past it. Do you make a shorter box for this? For people like myself. Okay. All right, here we go. Look at that. That was easy. That was easier. Oh no, there's paper. What do I do now? Oh,
there you go.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
And the cork.
Oh, it's got a nice little ring to it. I like it. It's a cool.
Okay, Mellow Corn is going on the right.
Okay.
We'll do it the same way the bottles are.
That was close.
Yes.
Close. Almost spilled. Okay, so that, and then that.
And then right in the middle with the benchmark.
Okay, I'm going to move this. I'm just going to leave the bottle out because it's a very pretty bottle. We don't need this box for the moment. All right. Ooh. Oh, like all the finest whiskeys.
Oh,
a screw top.
Very much.
That is, yeah, we don't want air getting in, so we got to hurry up and pour.
Okay, Jason. Okay. I know I trained you
oxygen.
The oxidation is causing trouble.
And that one's in the middle. All right. So, Taylor.
Yep. Look what it's doing. Look at that. Look what the Taylor's doing.
Well, these were freshly cleaned, so I don't know.
Still.
But none of the other ones are putting any.
Okay, it's just.
It is kind of cool, but that's the only. Yeah, that's the
only one. Kind of weird.
It's kind of interesting. I like it.
Okay. All right. So, how do we start? I say we start with the Taylor. Move our way down.
It's a good point because.
Or we could just start with the corn, which should be the least complex.
Because these, I was gonna say these,
but they're all 100 proof, so
right, and they have to be 51% or more corn, right, to be in this category.
Let's go with the Mellow Corn. I think it's going to be the least complex.
I doubt it will be complex, but
we don't know.
But I think it's going to be a good sipping whiskey.
We'll find out. All clean.
All right, here we go. Hey, pleasantly. Yeah. Surprised at the smell.
It's a little lighter in color, probably because of the used barrel.
Yes, that's true. I didn't think about that.
A little bit of
It kind of has like a Scotch color. To it.
Scotchy Scotch.
Scotch.
A little punchy nose on it, right?
Still better than Derringer.
Or Old Tub.
Or light years.
Old Tub. We'll have to bring Old Tub back just to make sure that it wasn't a mistake on our part.
You know, let's hope it wasn't, because we've been talking so much crap about it. It was,
That would be bad. All right, here we go with the Mellow Corn. Very sweet.
Does have kind of a spicy,
A little bit of bite.
not complex. It's not the overly sweet, you know, that, like the Derringer for that matter, certainly had like this soggy corn taste. You know, it was like off-putting. Right? I mean, I thought, okay, well then there's no way I'm ever gonna like a bourbon or a whiskey that has that much.
No, this is nice,
but that's actually not bad at all. Probably something you could mix technically, right? I mean, it's one of those. I mean, it's super inexpensive.
I could drink it by itself.
But you,
honestly,
yeah,
I could. I don't have any objection to it. It's like I said, but it's not.
You know.
It didn't have a whole lot of difference.
So here we are to the bonded, right? So
Benchmark.
The benchmark bonded, as we know, the benchmark small batch. I personally like the small batch
quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean it's certainly got a Buffalo Trace character to it. But let's see how it does with the bonded.
Oh, definitely some more caramel on the nose.
Oh, that's a much fuller nose there than the other one.
Yeah, I like it.
And the mellow.
Okay. Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Before
I go ahead and sip it. That's interesting. Not as much oak as I thought would come out of that one.
No, a little mild fruitiness. I wouldn't say stone fruit, but almost apple-y. I like it.
Smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's certainly, like you said.
We got to remember too. What's the price on that bottle?
So I think $21.
Yeah.
I mean, it's slightly more than the Mellow Corn, really, in all honesty.
It's a fantastic drink at that price, honestly.
For sure. I mean, I think now
it's all relative too.
I'd like to do a side by side with the
small batch.
With the small batch, yeah. Or even the Evan Williams bottled and bond.
But definitely don't do it with the Old Forester bottled and bond.
No, don't compete against
it. Will
Old
not
Forester.
win.
No, Old Forester still by far. I had some last week.
It's amazing.
It's a delicious bottle. All right, so this one, rinse.
Rinse.
I don't want to mess up this taste. First time with the E.H. Taylor. I mean,
so I will say this: the last time I had E.H. Taylor small batch, it tasted like gasoline to me.
Did it?
Yeah. Now, I don't know why. Don't know if it was just I was in a bad place at that moment in time, and I've had several bottles of E.H. Taylor and enjoyed them, but the last time I had it, I did not enjoy it. So it could have just been a bottle that had turned, or like I said, it could have just, I don't know, maybe COVID was messing with my taste buds there, because it has been a while.
Possible, but do you see that this does not have the Buffalo Trace in this? It's the OFC. This actually says distilled, aged, and bottled by Old Fashioned.
It's the OFCD one.
Yeah, Old Fashioned Copper Distillery, Frankfort, Connecticut, or Kentucky, excuse me. But that's kind of strange. I didn't. Well, I mean, I've never seen the bottle before, so I guess that's quite strange.
Okay.
All right. Cheers to.
Oh man, a lot more sweetness on this.
Oh yeah,
a lot more sweetness, a lot more caramel. And on it, I like the smell. Doesn't smell like gasoline. That's
no.
So
definitely has more complex nose than these two. But
as I would hope so. All right, we're gonna toast to this.
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely. Mm. That's a much thicker mouthfeel. Oh, that's got an interesting palate.
Mm.
That's got a very interesting. Sweet, dark fruit. Not a whole lot of oak either. Like not like a. And I guess most bottled and bond I don't get a lot of. Now the Heaven Hill is a 7-year. I'm interested in trying, to see how the Heaven Hill 7. It's in the vault.
Yeah. So.
The cellar, aka the vault. Yeah.
Yes. Le cellar.
And did any of the other bottles that we tried? Well, we did the whiskey. That's right. We did the Dickel, which was at that time was like 11-year.
Yeah.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Bottled and bond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Actually.
All right. Definitely, the order we tried them in was the order I would rank them in: 1, 2, 3.
Absolutely.
With this one being far and away
the clear winner, for sure. Which I'm not surprised. But I was hoping for more, I think, out of the bonded because I get so much out of the small batch.
Right.
The single barrel hasn't been my favorite.
The foolproof was it?
The foolproof was 125 proof of non-complex burn.
Yeah.
It was just. I mean, if you want to light a fire quick, that might be your ticket. But
see, I did.
And Top Floor is the only one I think we haven't had. To be honest with you. Now that the bonded has been drank. But Top Floor, I'm not sure. Yeah.
You want me to pour these in the?
Oh yeah. Hey, you want to get rid of those?
No.
Well, we send them back to the waitress.
Well, no.
We get a credit.
Our infinity
Oh,
bottle.
you want to go infinity on those? Okay.
Or you can just cuvee and see what you think. Add a little corn to that. See what
you know I'm crazy. I'll do it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not shy. That's amazing.
Oh, totally worth it.
Now that might be a competitor
for
Old Forester.
Oh, I don't think you're wrong.
Those two might have to go head to head at some point. Maybe soon.
Yeah,
maybe
that would be a good one.
Tonight or tomorrow or something. So this is the cuvee.
Yes.
Bonded cuvee, a corn.
It's benchmark corn or it's mellow mark.
Oh man, that is funny. Yes, I like the mellow mark. That is funny. Yes,
it's a bench mellow.
The bench corn.
This is the s'mores.
So I mean, I'm kind of confused though on the rungs of the ladder in the Buffalo Trace lineup, right? I mean,
yeah, there's probably some overlap there, and it's hard to categorize.
Is it really necessary to make benchmark 8 if you've got
people like different
small
things.
batch, single barrel, top floor, bonded, and foolproof? I mean, it's like
if they all sell.
Well, I give you that.
Could be marketing, because some of it is definitely marketing.
Well, yeah. I just hope they don't get rid of Ancient Age. Oh, or Ancient Age, excuse me. That's the one I don't want to go in.
AAA.
Yeah, that stuff is.
Oh, I saw it for sale in Virginia.
How much?
$28 for
a handle?
Yeah.
I'm going to back the truck up on that one.
Oh, you think?
Where's the loading dock?
You wanted some more?
I mean, yeah, that stuff is.
I'll be back up there.
Delightful. Because right now.
You got one handle?
I've got one handle. And I would love to have a second handle, and I already drank my 5th. So.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I say 5ths because there was like 2 or 3 of them.
I mean, it had like 4 or 5 handles.
Yeah, because I can't.
You want a couple more?
Yeah, I mean, I like drinking out of big bottles.
Yeah.
All right. This actually doesn't smell that bad. Actually, that's not bad at all. It really doesn't.
Mine was good.
Oh, absolutely. But technically, those two make a great pair, actually.
How about that?
Was it like a 50-50 or I don't know what your pour was there, but
I don't think it was 50-50.
But it's actually pretty good. So the clear winner in this lineup,
and not surprising,
but
happily, because last time I had it, I didn't enjoy it. Again, I don't.
I wonder. Why. Yeah, that's. I mean, like I said,
it's very weird.
Could have been what you ate, or it could have been.
Could have just been a bottle. Could have been a counterfeit bottle. That happens sometimes.
That would be crazy to think.
It wasn't my bottle. I just tasted somebody's.
Imagine somebody going through all that trouble just to make a counterfeit bottle.
Well, some people just like to have the bottle on their bar and they put something else in it.
Oh, no, that's true.
So
I've thought about the counterfeit bottle then. Okay.
Yeah.
If that's how we're labeling it, then,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I'm going to be guilty of that at some point. So.
yeah, well, yeah,
Um,
just to protect your other stuff.
Yes, correct. It's really just a red herring. That's
Yes,
all
it
it is. Right. It's a diversion. That's
Well, thank you for joining us. Bottled and Bond is a really interesting series for us because it takes bourbon and whiskey in this instance and sort of levels the field as far as how they're aged and processed.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of difference in years, but they're always 100 proof,
Mhm.
and they're always aged at least 4 years. So it's kind of apples to apples usually, which
For
is
sure.
unusual.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at maybe different climates,
Yeah.
different humidities, maybe. I mean, not in these cases. They're pretty much in the same arena in that regard. But mash bill, you can tell, makes a huge difference. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the bottled and bond process is nice. Having those regimented steps that they have to go through. But each tailor's not offered in anything other than the small batch bottled and bond or single barrel. Is that right? And then
They got 4 grain, and they have a rye.
Yeah. So I mean, it's when it comes to the bottled and bond or 100 proof. I mean, this is the one.
Yeah,
Because Buffalo Trace, this was only this. What other Buffalo Trace is bottled and bond other than this one and
I don't
that
know.
one?
I'm not going to speak out of turn because I don't know.
You don't know? I was just thinking. I can't think in my head. I mean, there's no bottled and bond blends.
No, that's true. That's true.
Buffalo Trace is not bottled and bond.
Yeah.
Sazerac Rye is not bottled and bond. Anything? I can't think of it. Nope. Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
We need a comment then. Somebody needs to chime in if there's some other bottled and bond other than these two Buffalo Trace
That we
products
should try.
That we should try.
We're try to go get.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Please like, share, and subscribe.